Okay. So today I wanted to walk you guys through a few things. First of all, some housekeeping, because I know this is our first session. I just want to make sure that everybody has filled out the forms, got onboarded properly. We've done a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that this runs smoothly. And I wanted to just run you through a few things on top of that. So first, we're going to talk about the Insiders private community. A lot of you are already on there on Discord. I want to talk about how we'll be using that because we're going to be doing these sessions every 2 weeks, but it's really important to me that we keep in touch. We keep the community going every 2 weeks. The second thing is progress reports. I don't know about you guys, but I've attended and I've checked out a lot of these other courses as part of putting this one together. And one way I want to make this really different is that I think it's important to track progress and think about like where are you at right now and how can we really get you to a great place after the 90 days of this session, in addition to all the content reviews and everything else that we're going to be doing. The third thing we're going to get into, as promised, is the Infinite Ideas Masterclass, which is what this first session is about. I figured because a lot of you guys attended the free session, the workshop that I did, that we'll make this even more advanced than that one. I'll have a bit of a recap for those messages, but or for the folks who didn't attend that one, so no worries. If this is the first session that you're attending and you're coming in hot, but I want to make sure that we just over deliver on that one as well. And then we'll go into live Q&A. So any questions you have about this week's topic or any other questions that are on your mind, as well as content reviews moving forward. So if that sounds good, I'm going to dive in here and yeah, we'll get started. Okay. So first things first, on the Discord side, you should have all been invited to join the Discord if you filled out the form and added your Discord username. If Discord is Oh, could you make it full screen? Yes. Must have switched back out there. Yeah. If you see like the Discord chat, or if Discord is new to you, I would recommend signing up. I know for a lot of folks, and Amy, I see your chat there. I'll show you how to like get the invite if you guys weren't already added. But I think just about the overwhelming majority of folks who signed up were introduced and added to the Accelerator. And let me just, I see Mark is joining here too. Um, Okay. So if you were not added to the Discord, I'll show you an email that you could message me. But basically, what I wanted to create is a private community just for the insiders who signed up on this. It'll be something that I'll be checking much more regularly than our regular Discord, but also give you guys the benefit of being in the overall Discord. So that way, if you want to identify another insider member, we actually have these badges that we put on all of your accounts. And that's one way you could identify each other. But of course, you'll have access to the private chat as well. So if you haven't already, go in there after this session, drop in an intro, just talk about what you're doing, what your content you're making, and I think that'll be a great way for you guys to meet one another. And then I think I'll be adding more channels as we go through. So this is very much just a way to keep in touch as we get started here. Okay, so next slide. So yeah, again, we got the intro channel and then we have the private channel. So these are both for you guys to interact with one another. But again, these live sessions will be the majority of how we interact. And I'm seeing that there's a few other folks that are joining here. Let me just make sure that I'm adding them. And we have an admit all. Okay, there we go, admit and admit. So James just joined as well. Okay. So, okay. And then if you guys haven't joined, this is where I wanted to provide the just next steps. Again, housekeeping, check out the link, discord.gg. I saw that Mark already put it in the chat. Thank you, Mark. Or if you haven't been added or you're still having trouble, just email me direct. Jon@youshaei.com is my direct email. Again, for any of this, don't hesitate to reach out because I want to make sure you're being taken care of. Okay. All right, so this is part of what I'm really excited about. I think that a lot of the curriculum here that I want to go through is going to be tied to what I'm calling the creator circle. And essentially, what I've realized in my creator journey, in my time working with a ton of creators at both Instagram and YouTube, having a chance to interview a lot of top creators, it comes down to these different pillars that I think really will help like structure your journey and the different pillars of this progress report that you may have seen in your welcome form, just scoring yourself 1 to 10 is where I want to take you from wherever you're at today to a much higher level. And we'll give everybody here an individualized progress report as we go throughout this course. So the different pillars are how well can you ideate right now? How well can you come up with ideas for videos and posts? When you have those ideas and you'll see all of you are connected, how well can you script it? And that doesn't mean like a word for word script. It just means that, okay, like how can you at least have bullet points? How can you have a good intro? Um, and then speaking it. You have the words on paper, but then how do you bring it to the camera? Filming it, like how do you go about that? Editing it, packaging it, and then diversifying, creating a business, hiring the operation side. I like to think about these different pillars as the three U's of social media or the three U's of YouTube. First, you upload, then you upgrade, then you upscale. And my goal is to have our curriculum throughout this session mirror the progress report. So today we're going to be talking a lot about ideas. Then in the next masterclass, we're going to be talking a lot about the script and how do you think about the words that you put on paper. Then in the third masterclass, we'll be talking about how to speak. Again, you've seen this on the website, but just to reiterate how we'll be going about this. So every 2 weeks, Thursdays at 1 p.m., just getting a sense of where everybody's time zones were seem to be the best time. And don't worry, everything will be pre-recorded. So if you want to access afterwards or at your leisure, you'll have that option as well. But just wanted to give like a very structured like method to how we want to go about this, as well as how to get a before and after snapshot. And if you haven't already filled out that welcome form, that's where I'm going to be getting a self-assessment of where do you guys think you're at right now. And through the roast and going through this process, I'll be able to help just further that. And then at the end of the course, I'm really excited. We're going to be doing a final roast. We have a lot of things planned to make sure that we make the most out of this. And then you'll get a after progress report of where does your where do those pillars stack up today. So on camera confidence, speaking, filming, the short form masterclass, long form masterclass, a lot of that will have to do with packaging. I know also a lot of the folks got the full package, but if you got the starter package, we'll be going through the first part of that, the first four together. And if you want to just at any point like upgrade, you can message me as well. I know there's been a lot of folks who got the starter package who said, actually, I want the full. We could talk about how to go about that process. And then lastly, monetization masterclass. I think a lot of people like reverse this, but I think it's really important to think about how do you build your audience? How do you have that process for coming up with ideas? And then ultimately the business will start to, make more sense. And a lot of these lessons are structured chronologically because I want you guys to get the benefit of how to grow the audience. And then we'll talk about the business side as well. And my business partner and manager, Amanda, who just handles all of our brand deals, worked on our pitching and everything when we were still small. And I think pound for pound, we were able to monetize sooner than a lot of creators will be joining me on some of these calls. So you're able to ask her questions and just, we see a lot of crazy things that just creators do with these contracts. They're very predatory and all that. And we want to make sure that you guys are in good shape and just setting up a business that's sustainable in addition to an audience that wants to see your content. Okay, so that's the curriculum. Following each masterclass, there'll be a live Q&A, as I mentioned. So any questions that you have related to the topic, you can ask away. I'm also pretty flexible. I think like I don't want to create like such a rigidness as like, hey, keep your questions right. If you guys have a question that's burning as we go through things, don't hesitate to jump in. And then we'll do content reviews. I think this is where a lot of the value is going to come into fruition because so many of these talks we try to be tactical in this accelerator program, but what I'm really interested in is how did you put those tactics into practice? So every 2 weeks, you'll have a chance to bring your content, your videos. Mary Sue says the slides don't match what you're saying right now. I'm curious, what slide do you guys see? Do you guys see the live Q&A and content roast, or do you guys see something else there?
I
Oh,
would see
Discord.
Discord.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see. Do you see the following each masterclass slide?
Yeah, we're on the presentation now.
Yeah, and now I want to make this bigger for. I think it's because I'm using two monitors here. Um, and it's a cloudy. Let me see. that make it a bit bigger for folks? Okay, thanks for the heads up. Yes, slides will be shared afterwards, and all of this will be pre-recorded as well. I will make a note not to. I'm obsessed with my dual monitors. I will probably unplug my monitors to make sure that for the next session I could just make the slide as big as possible. And then I see Jacqueline says to log into Concord. I assume you mean Discord. I'm getting this message: verification required. Even though I complete the verification, what's going on? Jacqueline, message me afterwards. I'll make sure you get in. I just wanted to flag that as we go through the process. But for this slide, is everyone now seeing the live Q&A and then content review slide? Perfect. So after each session, there'll be a live Q&A, and then following that as well will be the content reviews, the roast. So you could bring your thumbnails, your videos, your posts, your writing, scripts, ideas, anything is fair game. And then that's where I'll provide a detailed, like hands-on feedback to help you improve. I wanted to keep this first cohort relatively small, as I mentioned when we were talking about this program, for this very reason, to try to get to as many folks as possible. And I'm pretty confident we could get through as many of you guys that bring your content. And for those of you guys who also got the full package, outside and in addition to these sessions, I'm going to be going through your accounts and giving you guys a personal audit on probably the account that you're most active on right now, because I want to be giving you more hands-on feedback. And you can request that anytime during the 90 days. We got some questions from folks who are really excited about the personalized audit specifically, and they're like, "Hey, but can we wait for the second or third week until like I'm able to, implement some of the teachings?" And I was like, "No problem." And I wanted to extend that to anybody else. Imran says, "Let's see, how will we be doing the content roast? We'll be doing it in a similar fashion to this. I think the masterclass part of this, the workshop part of it, will be me preparing and presenting what that curriculum and that topic entails with a lot of tactics. And then the content roast will be on Zoom. You'll see actually in the calendar that I've split them out into different invites. So if you just want to attend the roast, like consume the masterclass afterwards, that's totally fine, but they'll be in a similar Zoom format to this. I'll invite you on stage or unmute you. We'll put your content on screen. We'll watch it, and then we'll go through the process. What's the process of requesting a personalized audit? Direct email, Jon@youshaei.com, and be like, "Hey, John, I wanted to just request it." And then within the week, I'll be able to get to it, if not sooner than that. So at least, it hits before our next workshop, if you message it right afterwards. Yeah, of course. Great questions, guys. Okay, I know this is a lot of process stuff, but it's important that all of this runs smoothly. So I wanted to go through it before we dive in. Okay, so from here,